Hi guys, welcome to Let's Talk BD, the official podcast of the BD School, the first educational platform entirely dedicated to business development. Here we interview business development professionals working in the field every day, as well as startup founders, so they can give you all the insights, tips, and best practices to help you become a better business development professional. Let's get ready for the next episode. Everyone, welcome to the next episode of Let's Talk BD. And today with me as a guest there is Gianluca Bellan. Hi, Gianluca.
Hello, hi.
That's also a bit of a special episode for me because Gianluca was actually one of the first managers I had when I started my career in business development. So we're going to talk maybe about that a little bit. But now he's actually the head of commercial operations at the Next Web. So maybe, Gian, you can get started with an introduction and telling us a bit more about what you do for the Next Web.
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Gianluca, and I'm originally from Italy, but I've been living in the Netherlands for almost 9 years. At the Next Web, I'm head of commercial operations, as rightfully mentioned. The Next Web is a global brand that connects people who love technology through media, events, and services. It's a 15-year-old Amsterdam-based organization. Actually, it's a big scale up because we have around 80 employees all over the company in our 4 business units. And since 2019, we are part of the Financial Times group, so big media publisher. That's a little bit what the company is about. I think we're well known for our events concept, as well as for our media publication, which is read every month by roughly 10 million people worldwide. And as part of my team, basically, I oversee everything which is commercial. So from the products we sell to the partnership packages we offer, to anything that has to do with partnering up with the Next Web. And from there, basically, I'm responsible for a team that delivers on those partnerships. So everything concerning the whole project management, account management aspect of it. And also we handle renewals for our clients. So that's it.
Nice. Yeah, and of course, I think everybody knows the Next Web for the conference, but there is a lot more to it. So you mentioned a lot of different things, so media and products and so on. So can you maybe give us an insider look at the business model of the Next Web?
Yes, the business model is it's very diverse. Let's say diverse, not to say overly complicated. But basically, we have 4 business models. So again, if you're looking at our events component, we basically sell tickets to events and sponsorship to events to people that want to either showcase their business or want to come and network. So imagine if you're a startup and you have to connect with your target clients, and you try via LinkedIn and emails and harassing phone calls. And then by the time you get a meeting, it takes a lot of time and effort. You're not calculating how much time you're wasting on it. And by the time you have a meeting scheduled, then nobody knows what to talk about. That's what we do, basically. We shorten that up in the price of a ticket. So you buy a ticket to one of our events, and then you can connect with the right stakeholders. So that's the first part of the business model. For our media component, of course, we work with the sponsorships as well. So partners who want to show that they are within the tech environment or talking to tech talent and reaching to tech enthusiasts as well. And they basically, by promoted content, which is written content, video content, audio content, but it can also be some more engaging tool or as well advertisement. The last 2 components are services. So we have a consulting unit within the company that works with the classic consulting model. So we work with corporates and governments that want to know a little bit more about the tech ecosystem or get in contact with interesting startups in their domain. And therefore, we work with a retainer fee in that respect, so traditional consulting. And the last business model we have is actually a real estate business model. So we also have 3 co-working spaces in Amsterdam, where next to the office space we put in place together with our partners ABN AMRO, Google, KPMG, and Amazon Web Services, a program for the startups that enter in those places. So you are not only renting a space, but you also are supported by these partners in your growth. And basically there the business model is rent. So people pay a rent for their office, and then we take a percentage on the success when the building is full. And this is a way to help the owners of our spaces to basically diversify their risk, but also lower it.
Oh, cool. I think I knew the first 3 ones, but the last one I missed it. So that's cool to have you here today to talk about these things. So, of course, one thing that you do for your job at the moment is really focus on partnerships. So can you tell us more of how that works?
Yes. So basically, I think there's a few important elements to how partnerships play a role in an organization. For example, I've been working extensively on strategic partnerships. So forget what I just said about our business models, because there's always room for innovation. And there's always room to test something that otherwise you would be missing out. So, for example, very simple, a simple example, lately you've noticed a lot of publishers moving to subscription-based models. So you pay in order to access maybe not all the content, but a part of the content. So there, you want to test that out. And what's best testing it out if not doing it with a partner and it can support you along the journey. That's why we have tried first the subscription way. Then actually we landed on an interesting strategic partnership with an Irish company called Jobio, which basically aggregates vacancies for the tech companies. And together with them, we developed a new offering on the Next Web, which basically has a different business model than traditional sponsorship. It's more based on advertisement and pay-per-click. And it's something totally new, and that we are trying, but we have found the good partner to test it out. And instead of working, like on a 6 month trajectory to deliver, we have decided to take time of 3 years. So we're going to have a 3 years engagement with them, and we're working extensively on how to, on one end, creating more and more relevant content to people who are looking for a job in tech, and they help us with that. And at the same time, we send our traffic to their platform so that they can guarantee their advertisers that they get a return on those job postings. So that is something that, for example, you would think, oh, that's probably not our goal, but it fits some way, and it was interesting to test. And I think we run this type of partnerships as well around all the others pillars of our company.
Oh, that's really cool. And yeah, of course, because really the essence of business development is finding new opportunities. And what this particular case is pretty interesting. And indeed, like from an external viewer, it doesn't really seem like to fit, but it does, of course, internally. So what's the process of, coming up with these ideas? So is there a process in place, first of all, or, how do you do that?
Yeah, so there is a process, definitely. There's also a lot of opportunity. So most of the time, these people approach you and then they're like, oh, I got the inbound email of these people who want to partner with us on something. And then, 90% of the time, just especially for us, is people who want us to pay them to write on our website. But we have a team of people who do that already. So 90% of the emails get discarded. 5% of the email is of people who say, hey, you quoted my company in your article, but then it's not true. So it's, again, people want to be paid for something. And then you have some good opportunities that can come up. And it can be, for example, of people who really have an interesting, diverse offering that you say, you know what, I think it can be interesting. So then they start to get in your mind, and then you look at it, and then you follow process, basically. So the first thing you want to look at is, okay, why? Why would I want to do something like this? So do I want to do it because, it's always cool to innovate? Yeah, that's also a reason. But, that's probably not the most safe and sound reason. The other reason can be, is there another business model behind that could potentially increase my revenue? The second thing you look at is, can this new opportunity open to new opportunities? Because, for example, there's a lot of partnerships that come out as a mutual exchange. I give you something, you give me something. There's no money or there's no financial engagement involved, but that partnership can open doors to more people stepping in and to more people approaching your website or your product for new things. So the first reason is why do you do this? And then basically, once you have the why, you build a timeline for that. So, okay, like, where do we place this on our business model, but also physically on our website? Is it a new product? Is it a new offering? What is it? How does it work? So, of course, a partnership sometimes when we're talking about tech companies entails some product manipulation. You have to do something, they have to do something, and in order to make it work. So then you look at that that aspect. And then, of course, you finalize the objectives. So, okay, you bring me this, I bring you that. We are happy when. And once you have like your KPIs to evaluate, okay, this was a successful test or pilot or even a successful year, then you are, let's say, set. Mm-hmm. It's a flexible structure because, of course, you want to allow yourself to test. So you don't want to have like a 3 years plan that you need to stick with it, but you need to be able to adapt and change if things don't go well or if things don't go as expected. Always iterate, always come up with some good stuff. And that's why it's important also to partner with companies that think a little bit about what mutual benefit is. Not only what do I get and what do you get, but what can we create together. Mm-hmm. And I think that's quite interesting.
Oh, cool. So it seems that most of your opportunities are inbound, which of course is a luxury when you're a company like the Next Web. But let's say, so if the BD School would like to partner with you, what type of email would strike your chords so that you would take us into account?
Yeah, again, I think first of all, if there is an email that has a clear objective, I would say you don't have to be fancy and stuff. To whom it may concern, my name is. Like, I would say, scrap that because people really don't read it. If there is a real objective in which you say, hey, I really believe that by doing this and by doing that, we can both increase our value, that can be super interesting. One other thing that we have learned is that we have entirely scrapped out the possibility to reach us via phone numbers or traditional emails. Everything goes via HubSpot. So also already it helps us to identify if there's a real opportunity or if it is not. And then it gets assigned to the right person. So it already qualifies itself in a way that helped us a lot to remove all the clutter. But at the same time, I would say go straight to the point and show what the mutual value is in your mind. Then maybe, it needs to be worked on it, but doesn't matter. For example, like when we partnered up with this company, they really, in the first email, they said, okay, this is what we do. This is how we do it for others. These are the margins that we can help you leverage. So, it struck really because they said, well, they understand the business they're in. They understand our business. They know there's some room for improvement. And then we decided to have a first call. Then they sent us the material, and then we thought, well, this is really interesting. Let's see how it works. On the other hand, there is also a lot of inbound who doesn't manage to strike that, and for this reason is discarded or even if it's not discarded and you start conversations, you will find out you will not go anywhere. So we have a lot of people who say, hey, we want to collaborate for your event. We believe in this and that. But at the same time, you can see that, especially when it is about the event part of our business, they all want benefits. But events is a costly business.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not able to commit with resources to an event, then it's going to be problematic to partner with an event provider.
Cool, nice. And what's the partnership that you're most proud of that you that you worked on?
Well, probably this one regarding talents that we have done with this Job Bio guys from Ireland, because it's something that I've always struggled with, to find good tips and tricks on how to find a job and start as a student, let's say, into the job environment. There's many platforms, there's LinkedIn and whatever, but a combination between tips, tricks, talent, media, and event concepts where I can read about it and also go and see. That's probably one of my biggest achievements. We've also done quite a lot of work with cities development. So I'm working now with a short list of cities to bring our event concepts in new directions. So not only in Amsterdam. We do this already with a bunch of partners, but we don't do it under our name. And we believe that going out with our name can be beneficial. So I'm working now with a couple of cities that are willing to host TNW events for the next, let's say half a decade. And start implementing a new way of working together with us when it comes to their audience over there in the local ecosystem. So those are cool partnerships, because you see that people, when you see that people are eager to help you grow your business and they get benefit from it as well, then it's also rewarding for you as a business. So.
Nice. Are we gonna attend the next web in Rotterdam soon?
Well, Rotterdam not.
Too bad.
But almost, but not.
Okay.
Not anytime soon, unless they reply their emails.
Nice. So, if someone is listening from the city of Rotterdam, next web was to come here. And speaking of talent, of course, you also manage a team. So, what does your team do?
So basically, my team handles all the accounts that basically come in after sale. So imagine we have a partnerships team that focuses on first clients, first time clients, let's say, and big accounts across all our units. So are they a partner for our editorial publication? Are they a partner for our events business? Doesn't matter. They all come through there. And then they land on our shoulders. And basically, I have a small team, but we are now looking to grow. And basically, we are responsible for delivering all media campaigns, event campaigns, or projects deliverables, as well as reporting, client communications, and renewals. So a big part of what my team does is making sure delivery of product is smooth. Client is happy, but also that when the collaboration is about to end, that there is an incentive to sign again. And I think we do it with different strategies or different strategies or practices. But it all comes down to basically make sure that good relationships, healthy relationships are renewed. And relationships that unfortunately didn't go as smooth as we wanted, if not removed, at least you can part with a smile on your face. And that's also part of the game.
Nice. How many people are in your team at the moment?
It's flexible. So directly we have 4 senior project managers, but of course we work with a pool of project managers in the organization. So where we can focus literally on creating the value for the client and being that face that handles all the communication. We have some support layers of more operational people in the team, so that we have the right level of support for our guys. And also imagine an event like Next Web, where we get pre-COVID around 20,000 people per event. There's quite a lot of clients you need to manage. So even if you have, let's say, 40, 50 accounts on your name present there on those days, then you need to have help. That's why we separate the commercial from the operational part.
Cool. And well, I was already in your team, so I think I know what you look for in people, and I hope I was a good team member for you. But what is it that you look in your current team members?
Well, what I look for is attitudes mostly. So I like to work with people that maybe don't have the 5 years job experience that some people ask for. I like to work with people with a positive attitude, with can-do attitudes, so that really don't mind to work hard and dirty their hands when necessary, and also can keep it professional. I think a big part of the job that we do is also client management, and sometimes working with clients can be difficult. Because clients can be difficult, so it's very important to have a professional way of handling those situations. And of course, we have already in the team 4 senior people, and they all started as well as juniors, and then build their way up to the top. And therefore, we're looking now for a young talent that wants to follow the same path. So you're followed by the team, you're supported by the team, and basically learn on the job what are the different things that need to be done. But attitude needs to be there if you want to learn.
Cool. So, and if someone wants to be part of your team, is there maybe a way they can apply to your jobs?
Yeah, so you can definitely go on our website. So the nextweb.com/jobs. You'll find all positions advertised over there. Actually, we have some cool positions open right now as well. Our event it was literally 3 weeks ago, and therefore after the event, you restructure a little bit to be more agile and think about the next event. So we have a good position for head of events marketing. So we're really looking at someone with expertise in the events industry. That wants to become marketing director in that team, as well as we're looking for a global events director, as our events director has left TNW after 8 years, looking for a new step. So that's a little bit the situation. And of course, we're looking also for sales people and potentially a couple of people in my team as well. So you can go on the nextweb.com/jobs or send me a message on LinkedIn. It's also fine. But then I will send you to that page.
So still go to that page.
Go to the page.
It's completely useless that you're listening to this episode if you want to apply.
No. You can listen, but just go to
mention Gianluca. Maybe it's going to help. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Well, from my perspective, I can definitely vouch working for you, because as mentioned at the beginning of the episode, the way we met was actually through work. So it's been like 9 years now, maybe 7, 8 years. Yeah,
something like that. I remember I started at the Housing Anywhere in 2012. So November 2012. So it's 9 years ago. And then I think you were part of my first team. So was it summer 2013?
Yeah.
So, So 8 years, a bit more like that.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
And you did a long way from there. So that's really nice to see. And that's really nice that we're both still here, sitting literally next to each other.
Yes, exactly. And I think, we both started in business development. And I think, I still believe that for an entry position in any company, business development, sales, call it as you want, it's a very interesting role. Not only because it's rewarding when you get the hang of it, but also because to know a company, you need to sell it. And there's a lot of people that you will be working with that maybe work in other departments than you, and they really don't have a clue about, what are those people doing there? I mean, to us, it happens a lot. We launched both our spaces unit and our programs unit around 4 and 5 years ago. So the people that were there for before, that were always used to work at T&W in terms of events and media, they were like, yeah, what are those guys doing? What do we suddenly have co-working space? Do we have a co-working space? Oh yeah, those consultants. I really don't know what they're doing, but I know they are in our company. So like, and if you are in sales, you are in the position to actually know a little bit of everything of what your company is doing. You will learn to develop your business model. You get the right information. And I think that in order to progress your career, you can grow in a lot of different directions. And so the commercial part of a company is very important, whether you're going to stay in business development or in sales for the rest of your life, or you want to manage a bigger team, or you want to manage a unit, or you want to start your own company. Business development really helps you understanding how companies work.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we both started in startups. So how did that experience in a startup, shape your career? Because we receive this question very often, like, is it better to start in a startup or for corporate? Like, I guess there are always pros and cons, but in our experience, startup was the first one. So
yeah, there are definitely pros and cons. I actually have doubted myself a couple of times in my career. Maybe it's time I go for a corporate. They pay way more, and I stopped being frustrated all the times. But then at the end of it, I realized that the reason why I chose startup, I don't remember. I don't think I had a particular reason for it. Yeah. So it really sparked my interest a little bit more. And I also, one thing that helped was, like, I really had no clue what to do after I graduated. So I just took the first job that accepted me, and it was in a startup. If I think about it, back then, I mean, at Housing Anywhere, we were like with 4 or 5 people. So it was really like early stage startups. Having those nice, like evening of brainstorming where you basically just order food and have beers and it's all fun. At the same time, it was also very frustrating because you don't have the resources to do things. You want to spend on some marketing material and there's no money for it. You want to go to an event to promote your business. There's no money for it. So it really requires a lot of hustle, and it was quite frustrating at the beginning. But the learning curve is very steep because you really learn to work on your sales cycles, work on your sales strategy, work on your pitch, and it shapes you in a way. So after I left Housing Anywhere, I continued in other startups, and I built my way out of it. I think you think about the Next Web is, let's say, the most grown-up company I've been with, and I've been here for 3.5 years. That means that the 6 years before, I've only worked with startups. And I wouldn't change it with corporate for a simple reason. Well, probably it's too late for me now to change into a corporate. But again, the feeling of, and this is a little bit different for everyone, is that on one end, when you enter a corporate, imagine you have like a piece of paper in front of you that tells you exactly what you have to do, exactly how you have to do it. And basically it explains you how your life will be for the next 5 years. They'll tell you, you'll go from this level to this level to this level. You'll get a phone. This level, you'll get a car. This level, you'll get a higher salary, whatever. And that's for the next 5 years. And in a startup, on the other hand, there's no white paper, because literally you go in one way and you do not know how you get out, if you get out. And one great thing which exists in startup is not only vertical growth, but also horizontal growth. So while for a big corporate, it's very difficult to say, oh, I'm tired of sales, I want to move into account management, or I want to do marketing. That's close to impossible to swap. While in startups, you have the room to actually move very quickly, be very flexible, and learn a lot more.
Nice, cool. Yeah, for me too. I think I wouldn't change it. Yeah. I mean, but also, probably too late also for me now. So we can do that. We're too old, John.
Yeah, probably yes. They will take me as an entry level in some business development, cold calling jobs, and I'm probably too old for that.
Yeah, I think so. So, Gian, we're going towards the end. So, do you have maybe some, last minute tip for people that want to enter in business development and they're maybe considering this career?
Yeah. So again, I would say if you're looking for an opportunity that really gets your lowers your barriers to let me put it a little bit better than this. But if you're looking for an extrovert role, or you're looking to indeed stop being introvert and going a little bit more out there, probably business development is a great way to start. As I said, it puts you out of your comfort zone. And I think it's a quick way to understand if you are fit for a certain type of work environment or not. Because if you discover after 1 week that you say, oh, I hate this, I don't want to email clients, I hate calling, I don't like meetings, that's probably is going to probably the same answer in 6 months. So that's a very quick decision making over there for you as well. But again, as I said before, it's probably one of the best entry roles for having a company overview. So don't think about, oh, I entered in business development, I'll have to do sales for the rest of my life. That's absolutely not true. Business development is a way to understand how companies work, how companies deliver products, how companies exist. And once you have learned that, you probably have a lot of knowledge on how many other things work in your organization. So you'll have probably a 360 degrees view on a business, which is not bad if you're looking in the future to start your own company.
Nice. Great, Gian. So that was also my last question for today. Thank you so much for this very insightful conversation. We learned really a lot, especially about the next web. For me, it was also very new. I didn't know all these insights, so super interesting. And I'm sure that you all listening probably got a lot of value from this conversation. Gian, thank you so much for being a great manager, a great guest, and a great friend as well. So, we'll probably see each other in the street later on. So.
Yes. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure being here. Make sure you go on thenextweb.com for the latest tech news. And if you guys want to come to our event, June 16, 17, 2022 in Amsterdam again next year.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And everyone listening, thank you. And we'll see you in the next episode.